Hey everybody, Andrew and Katie here. Welcome to Living the Northern Life. Today we're back on the property. We're going to start a new little experiment. We're going to be grabbing some sawdust here from our joiner. That'll be enough to get us started anyway. So now that we got this, we're going to bring it home and we're going to try to make some fire starters. All right, so this is pretty much all the stuff that we've got here. We've got twine, we've got the muffin liners, we've got a book, and Katie's wanted to make some fancy ones, so she's got some cinnamon sticks and bay leaves, and we've also got some cedar leaves here as well to put in it. We're going to melt our beeswax in the crock pot like we did when we made the candles. And we're going to put the muffin liners in the muffin tin. We're also going to be making some that are a little less fancy. All right, so we're just going to plug in the wax maker here, and Katie's going to just put the wax in there. And this, of course, is going to take a while for it to melt, so we won't bore you guys with that. But we're using the same wax melter that we bought from Bed Bath & Beyond. I think I also have a link in the candle maker video that we have. We're also going to be trying some where we're just going to be using the egg crate. We're going to be doing the exact same stuff, filling it with wax, but obviously we won't need the muffin liners. This is going to make a horrendous mess, I'm sure.
We'll do it horrendously messy.
Yeah. See? I've already made a horrendous mess. I'm going to let Katie do this part. She's more artsy than I am. So on these guys, we're going to keep them down just a little bit below the rib here so that when we cut this apart, that there won't be any exposed wood chips in there. All right, now we just have to wait for the wax to melt. The book says that we're supposed to pre-wax these, so we've got some other waxes that we bought for candle making, and Katie's just sticking hers in there and they're pre-waxed. I'm not going to pre-wax mine. I'm hoping that they'll just stand up in the sawdust here. And you can see that hers are much nicer than mine. Now, I can take my little twines over to our wax melt and dip them in there now just to maybe get them to stand up. I mean, it's not going to be a big deal. So, you know what? Maybe I'll try that. And literally, I just dipped these guys in. You can see that, you know, they're not straight or anything like that, but they're all covered in wax now and a little bit harder, so they will stand up a little bit straighter. When we put the wax on, my understanding is that on mine, we'll just be covering the wood chips. We won't be trying to fill them right up to the top. Katie's will probably be filled up to the top just to make them look a little bit better. Look at how nice Katie's are. Mine, plain Jane. So as the first time, I think we did not too bad. You can see how they're made, but you know, some of them have a little bit too much wax in them. And these ones here, they kind of self-level anyway, because it just kind of pours over the side of the egg carton. And this one here, you know, it's pretty good. We don't know what these things burn like, so maybe later on today we're going to try them and just see what we want to do with them. Now, the other thing I think that we're going to do is we're going to take a measuring cup. I think we're going to start with maybe with a 1/4 cup, and then fill these next ones, because as you can see, we got 5 big ones and 5 little ones out of this. And we start with the little ones just to make sure that the pan was going to dump well. And so I started with these first 3, and then we did these 5 here, and then we came back and filled up those 2. I think that's how it happened. So that's our start. And so what we've got to do now is we've got more wax melting, but it's been a couple hours for us to get that wax to melt. That crock pot isn't the fastest thing in the world, but that's all right. It's working out well for us, I think. All right, so we got our 3 test ones out here. We're gonna give it a try. All right, so we just got them lit. They're actually taking off pretty good. The bay leaves, have those bay leaves?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bay leaves are catching fire. So for sure, the egg carton one definitely does not need a wick in it. You can see that's kind of useless. But our next ones, we're going to be putting more wood chips in there to be sure. You know, that one with the egg carton is by far the best one. Katie's pretty one, it's very nice, and it's actually catching on fire too. Where this other one, we've got too much wax in it, not enough material. So I did try to help it out with the torch a little bit. And it is going, but if you want to start a fire, the egg carton one by far seems to be the best for right now, that's for sure. So the egg carton one, again, by far is the best. You can see that it's actually burning. It's burned off the wax. You could see the black flames from the GoPro. This one here that I thought was going to be good, either has too much wax and not enough stuff in it, or, you know, Kate's pretty one, her artsy one, actually did better than just the wood chips one. It's got some dry bay leaves and rosemary in it, and you can't really smell anything. But it, you know, it's been 5 minutes, 10 minutes, really, you know. Yeah, and the pretty one's doing really well. It's finally getting down to the wood chips. This one here is finally getting down to the wood chips here as well. Should probably drain off some of the wax to see if it can get down, but yeah, I think hands down the egg carton one is the best. All right, so what we've really noticed here as well is that you can see by the heat rings where the egg carton one was, you can see that it produced a lot of heat, and there is still snow around the other ones, meaning that it hasn't gotten as hot yet. But the egg carton one is out. Let me see if I can get inside. You can see that. But the fancy one is still going. So Katie and I were just talking that maybe what was happening is that the rosemary, when it caught, it burned off some of that wax, and you can see that there's actually a wax trail. So it's down to the wood chips, and it's, you know, doing its thing a little better than this one, that's for sure. This one here so far is just a candle. It's gonna burn for hours probably. So, you know, if you want to start a fire, the egg carton one seems to be the best for sure. The next one, it's definitely lasting the longest. Well, I shouldn't say that because the other one actually hasn't caught fire yet. It's just burning like a candle. Would it start a fire? I don't know, it's a good question. The egg carton one for sure would definitely start a fire. And this one here, you might have a fire by next week. All right, guys, well, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you for joining us on our experiment. I think by watching the video from the 3 different ways of making this, that this guy here eventually will take off like the pretty one. We just got to get rid of a bunch of more wax on it and fill it up with more stuff. So we might do some more experimentation and see what we can get out of this. But If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, leave your comments down below. If you're not a subscriber or following along, hit that subscribe button to follow along. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it sure means the world to us. And until the next one, keep living the Northern life. Thanks for watching Living the Northern Life. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and our website. Remember to click subscribe, click that bell notification, and give us a thumbs up for the videos you like.